Now it has been proven that the traumas are recorded from generation to generation
I know.
in the DNA.
It's fascinating.
Yes. So
Fascinating. But also, you know, people are, well, what am I going to do? It's in my DNA.
great question, because with MAP we can, and we are doing generational healing. And that's why it's so important to address subconscious memories at every level of the DNA. Then even the surface of every cell records emotions. Have you heard about Candace Pert?
Yes. Oh, I love her book, The Molecules of Emotion.
Yes. And she explains there about every emotion has a certain neuropeptide,
Yeah.
a protein, if you want, that is anchored on the cell of each cells of your body. But
There's a receptor, right? There's a receptor for each peptide.
Exactly. And it's like a lock.
Yeah.
So there is a lock for worry, a lock for fear, a lock for anger, etc. And not only it's in the body, but she discovered it was mostly around the endocrine system, that the ancient therapies of India, Ayurvedic therapies and yoga talk about chakra centers. Well, she discovered that they were mostly around those centers, like the throat, for example, with the thyroid. You have lots of memories there about communication that have not been finished, like unfinished communications, affects your thyroid. So you begin to connect the dots between the emotions, the memories, the traumas, the body, affecting even the nervous system and its ability to heal. So it's all interconnected.
And each of the chakras is associated with an endocrine gland, right?
Yes, that's what creates, the connection between biology and ancient wisdom. They have connected the dots now. So you can call it chakra, energy centers, or endocrines. Yes.
Yeah. However it works in your, in anyone's framework and belief system, but it is all connected. We are energy. We are chemistry. We are biology. We are electrical, right? It's all connected.
Yes. And so my passion was to be complete, like the force of the question that I had, how could we be complete? Psychology. So I went to different methods, and each one of them were using only or addressing only one type of subconscious memories. The ones in the brain, the ones in the chakra, the ones in the acupuncture points with the organs in Chinese medicine and EFT, for example. Wonderful. Each one is wonderful. One of them is biodecoding of the DNA. So it was just focusing on the generational memories that you had to remember consciously and interview your grandfathers. And I mean, it's extremely difficult. And then some different timelines, different past lives, there are different viewpoints there, but definitely there is some research also in that domain. So we have to address them all in order to be complete. And that was my quest. That's why I kept studying and couldn't find any complete method.
So you made your own.
Yes, I made my own.
I love it. I love it. You mentioned it a couple of times, the MAP method. And we'll talk about it a little bit more, but just for the people that might be hearing it for the first time, okay, what is this? It stands for Make Anything Possible, MAP, MAP method. And it's a beautiful, simple method. So let's hear a little bit more about it.
All right.
Or wherever you want to jump in with this, Colette.
Yes. So what happened is I had a client fly from France, and she had a bipolar disorder. She didn't tell me. But when I realized that, I had to send her back. Of course, I was not equipped, for those mood disorders. I'm not a psychiatrist. So I realized, okay, let's go into psychiatry now. So I plunged into psychiatry, trying to find an alternative psychiatry. And that's when I found the work of Dr. Flint. And Dr. Flint was a psychologist, but he was very open-minded, and he had discovered something amazing, that we could train a part of the mind to heal itself. And for him, it was the subconscious mind to heal itself. And that was good. And it was wonderful. And I asked me and my son, Valentin, who is a coach, we asked for his mentorship, and he accepted. So it was amazing. And soon enough, I realized it was still not complete. You see, because he didn't address the chakra system, the cellular memories, all of that. He was a psychologist. So I was wondering, how can we do that? And then I got a message from the universe.
I love it. Hello, Colette.
It ended up looking like 20 times a day, the thought superconscious came to my mind. And I had never thought about that word my entire life. Superconscious, who thinks about that? And I was like, superconscious what? Please give me a sentence. But 3 weeks later, it's still superconscious. It's like, okay, and I have to do some research. I'll find out. And I discovered that, yes, the superconscious is the part of us that is the wisdom beyond the conscious mind, beyond the subconscious programs, because the subconscious is mainly like a sponge of memories, recording everything you've ever done, ever seen, ever experienced. That's all it is. It's like a program, now that we are in the robotic age, it's like a program of a robot, but obviously we're not robots. So there is a part of us that is wisdom, that has awareness, can be found in meditation through mindfulness and being aware of what is, instead of being locked into the beliefs and the emotions and the memories. There is a part of us that is the observer, that knows everything, remembers everything, has never been hurt. This is fundamental. Never been hurt. It is the pure, neutral, non-judgmental, pure love observer that records everything.
Would this be what some people call, your higher self, your wiser self, your soul? Is it another word for that?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's exactly it. Because you can call it your higher self, your higher mind. I mean, there are so many words. As long as you get out of the programs of the brain, then it's philosophical, but it exists through experience, through meditation, through your own awareness, that there is something bigger than this physical costume.
I mean, not to mention the thousands of documented cases of like near-death experiences and out-of-body experiences. So there's something beyond just the body. I think that's unquestionable, really.
That's true. At this age, when you look at the facts and even the research, they have research now on past lives, and they have universities dedicating their time to all of that, to the body, to the near-death experiences. So there is a soul, there is a wisdom. Let's call it wisdom. It's pretty neutral. So I got the idea then. I said, oh, I get it. There's this wisdom. What if we ask the wisdom to help? It's not just the observer. And that was the huge shift that happened, because up to now we thought that wisdom was just the observer. But I say, what if we can literally connect and ask that wisdom to help to find the memories wherever they are, in this cell, in that thing, in that generational history, wherever the memories are, find them and then neutralize them. And so I talked to Dr. Flint. He says it's a genius idea. So here we go. We begin to have amazing results, like mind-blowing results. Because,